Flashpoint Radio, rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Every day the best day of the year. That quote from Ralph Emerson. So I hope that today you will make it the absolute best day of your life. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday right here on Flashpoint. Good morning, Mikey G. Good morning, Coralie Karen. Good morning to all our listeners and the viewers, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. Welcome and good morning.
I want to say good morning. I'll add my quote of good morning to that Lady Elise, because this morning, as you rightfully say, it's Wellness Wednesday with a difference. And today, every morning we get up, we have a different theme or show presentation. And this morning we want to give our listeners these special treats that help to navigate this difficult life that we live sometimes, whether it be financial, health, or just daily stuff. And so Wellness Wednesdays are here just to allow you, our listeners, to get an opportunity to get first on information. Of course, when you get the information and you check yourself of some of the symptoms that you're having after the conversation, you may want to go and check your local physician afterwards. That's just what I'm thinking. All right, having said that, it's time for our devotional this morning, and so we may just get to our devotional when we come back.
Good morning. This is day 30. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. Psalm 119, verse 71. Gator Aid, written by Mart Dahan. Have you heard about the Gator Aid that was given to enlisted men in a Florida training camp during World War II? The daily training for those GIs included a run through an obstacle course. On the final stretch of the endurance test, they had to grab a rope and swing across a broad, shallow pool. Under the blazing southern sun, the water looked so inviting to the men that most of them soon developed a habit of making it only halfway across the pond. That is, until an enterprising lieutenant made it the new home for a large alligator. From that day on, the recruits left the ground 15 feet from the water's edge and fell sprawling in the dust on the other side. Likewise, our behavior as Christians must sometimes be shaped by the encouragement of the danger of unfavorable circumstances. Without God's loving correction and faithful discipline, we would never develop spiritual strength and endurance. If the Lord didn't permit threatening conditions to come into our lives, we'd soon succumb to feelings of self-sufficiency and overconfidence. The next time you feel the pain of a distressing situation, remember the words of David. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. Though I am his sheep, I am still prone to stray. So Jesus in love sends afflictions my way. The lessons that come in this school of deep pain will teach me to follow my Lord once again. Our quote this morning reads, life's challenges are designed not to break us, but to bend us toward God. End quote.
It is Wellness Wednesday, and I hope that you are doing well. Now, as we kick the morning off, we started with our devotional, Gatorade. Gatorade. Always an interesting and a fascinating way to just focus on the higher things. You use these experiences, of course, to apply them on a spiritual level. Yesterday we had our Temperance Tuesday, and I am still in the afterglow. It was a wonderful experience spending time right in the middle of the busy day. Yes, we took time out to just set aside to maintain that connection. Now, today's Wellness Wednesday, and Dr. K will be joining us shortly. And of course, she is a certified physician with many years of experience. And each week, she takes time out of her very busy schedule to share with us. Now, we have heard about hepatitis A, B, C, D, E. I'm sure she is going to dig deeper in the conversation. And I remember recently, Mikey G, when I had to travel. Yes, I was traveling to Barbados.
Mm.
And because it was a connecting flight, and I needed to stop in a country where yellow fever was endemic, I had to get a yellow fever vaccine. However, I was offered a hepatitis A vaccine as well. Yeah. So, you know,
Yes, as you know, ladies, as we contemplate these rough terrains, I remember COVID-19 and all of that going on, and travel has been a big thing when you move from place to place. I would have said that the red man of the Americas would say, when you came here, you brought your yellow fever. And we all died from it. That's what the red man would say of the Americas at the time when the pilgrims were traveling from one place to the next. So travel has been a thing. So Dr. K, good morning to you, and of course, tell us a little bit more, about these diseases, and of course, transitioning from one place to the next. How does it affect us going forward?
So you can get some people who have been say traveling to places that hepatitis A is common can get a vaccine for it. But hepatitis B is has been included in the regular childhood vaccinations because hepatitis B is so contagious. So most
mm,
children would have gotten the hepatitis B vaccinations, and there are three first one, then 6 weeks later, and then 6 months later. And then this tend to give you lifelong immunity. But in the case that you weren't vaccinated and you get hepatitis B, you can get severe damage to the liver. So people who have risky behavior can get hepatitis B. But then I said hepatitis B can be contracted from just body fluids. Hepatitis C is the one that, you look in the media and it says people born before 1960 or something tend to um, always get tested for hepatitis C, because hepatitis C was not something that was tested for originally because it was not known about. So people who are people who get blood transfusion many years ago can get hepatitis C. People who have IV drug users are the ones who are commonly um, plagued with hepatitis C, especially those who share needles, men who have sex with men, those people who have been jailed in prison. Um, Hepatitis C tends to be more common among those persons. And hepatitis C is, you can have it for a while, but the problem with it is that left untreated, they can cause damage to the liver. And as I report, damage to the liver can lead to cirrhosis and it can lead to liver cancer. So it's very important that we recognize that even though not all of them are blood or body fluids sexually transmitted or from blood or from mother to baby, they can, some of them, A and E can be transmitted from just foodborne or from improper hygiene. So it's whether it's you, the person who's exposed to not washing your hands and drinking um, contaminated water, or the person who is carrying the virus, who is basically not practicing proper hygiene, and as a result of that, pass the virus on to other people.
Doc, I would want to ask a question before you move forward because I see you moving ahead. Hepatitis A and B. I know of someone who had uh, in contact with rats and they got hepatitis from.
Leptospirosis.
Oh no! Oh nine. Oh, so it's different. You know what? Let me leave that question alone because it's actually leptospirosis. That's true.
Yes,
Lep-
so leptospirosis.
Leptospirosis. Well, so leptospirosis was the disease that brought on one of the hepatitis of jaundice and all of the other symptoms that you would see. So, which one of those A, B, C, or D would that one represent?
Say
Which
that
one?
again. Oh,
Which one? Which one?
leptospirosis is a totally different.
Different thing.
It's a bacteria and it's a totally different kettle of fish. It's totally, you get leptospirosis from rat.
Right.
Yes, from rats. Whether
Right.
it's rat, the droppings from the rats, or mostly times it's a pee from the rats, right? Or the rat saliva. But you get that basically for contaminated rats, and if you come in contact with the droppings or the feces or the urine from rats, then you can get leptospirosis. It's highly contagious, and if left untreated, it is lethal. A lot of people died from
Dive.
leptospirosis many years ago,
I
and
was
especially go ahead.
I was going up. Finish your point, please.
And especially people who, like farmers and all of those persons who were exposed, and people who live in conditions, or crowded conditions, tend to get exposure to leptospirosis, and leptospirosis has killed so many persons. In fact, possibly that's what killed my grandfather. I might be he died before I was born, and it's possible that's probably what killed him.
I think many persons did not know the harm that these rodents can really bear on the human body. And so I remember this particular thing. doctor recommend said that the person after contracted the disease, hepatitis, the
Leptospirosis.
leptospirosis, uh,
Mhm.
they, they had they had jaundice and other symptoms of the hepatitis. Then was diagnosed with hepatitis A or B. I'm not sure which one that was, but maybe unrelated. So I just thought about it a while ago.
I mean, it's unrelated, but you could have both infections going on at the same time. So you could have, because remember, one is contaminated water, food. So yes, you can have contaminated water that's contaminated with leptospirosis, but
Okay.
I mean that's something that we don't hear about very common
Mm.
now, and I think it's because the awareness that we have of basically um, treating or basically practicing better hygiene, and the awareness that if you see anything that rat bite or anything that smells like rat or you see rat urine on, you avoid it completely.
Like the plague.
I did.
Like the plague, like the plague. But hepatitis, even though hepatitis, especially hepatitis C, that's in the media a lot, and you see that a lot with people who have risky sexual behavior. They tend to, especially those who have those IV drug users, they tend to get hepatitis C a lot. A lot, a lot. Nowadays, you don't get hepatitis B and C basically from blood transfusion because of the awareness and the rigorous testing for these viruses whenever blood is donated. And the thing about it is that once you have these diseases, you're not able to give blood
Wow.
because the
Yeah.
go ahead, the
Well,
antibodies tend to stay.
go ahead,
But
Doc.
but but the
You're
thing
saying
about
the antibodies tends to do what?
they stay. You still, I mean, there's some antibodies that are positive and they will remain positive even after treatment. The antigen is negative, but the antibodies are there. But the thing about hepatitis is that we talked about the viral cause of hepatitis, but hepatitis can be caused by toxins. You're exposed to chemicals. You're exposed to alcohol. That can cause a hepatitis, and that can damage your liver to the point. And if not, because what hepatitis is, any itis, arthritis,
Hmm.
hepatitis, osteomyelitis, any itis is inflammation. So anytime we talk about an itis, we're talking about an inflammation.
There's a song that's in Jamaica I said polymyelitis.
Poliomyelitis, yeah.
Polymyelitis. I remember that. Michigan and Smiley, I remember that song. And I can't forget it. When you said that a while ago, it brought me back to that era when that
Yeah.
song.
But remember, there was something called poliomyelitis. Remember
The
that
song was
polio,
the song was called Lick Them With Diseases.
yes,
Yes,
yeah, but
yes.
remember, polio was a major disease in the, I'm not sure which century, which year it was, but it was a major disease, and it was because of immunization that we're not hearing about polio anymore. But polio was a bad illness. Of course, it crippled a lot of people, and that's something that was very terrible. It killed many people. When you had a polio outbreak, and we had polio outbreak, and the many people died because of that, and because of lack of treatment, and also because of, so yeah, when he talked about that tells you about his age, right? Because the young people know nothing about poliomyelitis now, because basically we don't see polio anymore. It's
Well,
not
well,
the same one.
just to think about that alone, that I would have come from a time when we know what danger looks like to a point when some people don't even know what danger is. So, that tells you another story altogether.
Yeah, but the thing about it that medicine has come such a far way now that there's so many illnesses that we had historically, and then there's so many new diseases, and there's still diseases that we haven't been able to tap into and get a cure for. So it's crazy that you've been researching and researching, and then there's still so many things that we're unable to cure. But the truth is that there are lots of diseases that are treated, and there are lots of things that we use, things that we're exposed to that actually damage us. I mean, there's so many chemicals that we're exposed to. There
I'm
are even
thinking,
medications that we take and that can lead to hepatitis,
I'm
and
thinking
that's
that
just what it is.
I'm thinking that I might have to go back and strike the comment that I made earlier about hepatitis because somebody might pick it up. Sorry, not hepatitis, the polymyelitis, and bring back that one again. They keep. I think that these things
Well,
happen.
I don't think it would be able to come back. They probably have to go make something like it because
That's what
polymyelitis.
I'm saying. I just think I should strike it before anybody gets any big ideas to bring it back.
Well, we're already vaccinated against it, so I don't think it's gonna ever come back.
Alright.
Um, but then there's also the autoimmune hepatitis where your body, and that's something that happens. Your body basically sees your liver as foreign and attack your liver.
Now,
I mean, there's so many other autoimmune disorders. We've talked about a few. We've talked about lupus. We've talked about Sjogren's. We've talked about so many autoimmune disorders where your body actually sees itself as foreign and in itself attack the body. So you can have um, autoimmune mediated cause of hepatitis where your liver is seen as foreign and your body is attacking your liver and damaging your liver and causes the inflammation. But the thing about it is that once your liver is in you form have any form of hepatitis, as I say, you're going to have the general symptoms, the fatigue, the fever, the loss of appetite. You can get the jaundice. Your urine can be
Dark
dark,
color.
yes, and light colored stool. And then you get the itching of the skin and the yellowing, the itching of the body and the yellowing of the skin. So once you have those symptoms, you know something is happening there. You need to go to see your
Need to see
doctor.
a physician.
Right. And
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily, those symptoms are not specific to just hepatitis. Because if you have like cholecystitis or even anything to do with with the liver, like if you have there's a stone that's blocking up that's causing choledocholithiasis or any form of stuff that's causing the buildup of bile in the intestine or in the liver can lead to yellowing of the skin and also a lot of those symptoms. But then you would know because it wouldn't really be causing fever, and it could cause fever too. So there are a number of things. But if you're having those symptoms, that's something that you need to go. Don't wait or don't stay home and say it will get better, it will pass, because it won't pass. You will pass.
um, those are sobering words of encouragement that we should probably take and not take them too lightly.
Right.
For many of us, like we don't want to go to the doctor, but of course we would probably come up with our own methods, or mother did tell us a thing or two, and so we would go ahead and do that, and then is that something? How would we treat that if we have our mothers telling us, or old people say, just do this one, boil this bush or something and drink it? What would be your advice beyond that?
Well, let me tell you something. The Bible said that the herbs are for the healing of the nation, and you cannot kick the herbs because the herbs do have their function. And
Mm.
believe me, there are lots of herbs and there are lots of medicine that we have today that mimic those plants and mimic the function of those plants. So we will never kick it, but there are some things that you need to basically take to your doctor. Some things you can't just take into your hands and decide that you're going to find a cure for it. There are some things that are simple and you can cure using the herbs of the nation, but there are some things that you probably need to get additional help with. Yes.
Yes.
So that's just how it is. But whatever it is, our lifestyle and what we do tends to affect a lot of the disease entities. Hepatitis, I said, you know, practice proper hygiene so you don't get hepatitis A or E. I mean, when it comes on to contact with other people, make sure that we're not using IV drugs, we're not having sex with men, we're not having men having sex with men, Um,
Dr. King, you just a while ago when you said that,
I,
I'm like, you made me just worry myself. I'm saying, what the women I know to stay away from all the men. I'm not going to show this episode because it's going to interfere with us as men, and this is not going to happen. We rather have hepatitis and need to stay away from the women. We're not going to do that. So, I was actually worried a while ago, but then you clarified and say that men who actually want to be along with men themselves, like
yeah,
same
these
sex,
are right. These
same
are risk
sex individuals.
factors.
All right.
Right.
So we don't
So
want to mix those men who like women in this pack. All right, please. We want to separate a little bit. Not to say that the guys go right on ahead and do what you're doing. No problem with us, but just don't mix us in that. Thank you very much.
right. So basically, it's a matter of just our lifestyle, really, that will basically prevent these illnesses. And we have to make sure that we maintain. If we want to stay healthy, we have to do everything that we can to stay healthy. And the thing about it, we have to build our immune system. Most we are exposed to these viruses and these germs every day, but if we have a healthy immune system, we can ward off a lot of these disease entities. So I always say, make sure you build up your immune system, sleep, stress,
eat
getting
well.
enough, eat well, exercise.
Yes.
It's the same thing every day.
Yes. So I want to thank you so much, Dr. K, for sharing those wonderful tips and helping us to take care of our health and knowing when we in fact need to see the physician. Of course, we thank you and we look forward to every week when you join us here. Coming up next is the news. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us right here on the Breakfast Hour.
Thank you, Dr. King. I just add my quota of welcome, of course, and thank you for those who are just joining us. Remember, like, share, and subscribe to Flashpoint Media. Of course, hit the notification bell that every time one of these programs comes up, you are the first to get them right here on Flashpoint. Thank you very much, Dr. K, for coming on this morning.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit ASI Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. ASI Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call ASI Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Good morning once again. Of course, it's news time, as we said. It is.
Yes, and each morning our news anchor Lady Curly Karen brings the news update every single day, and today is no exception as she shares what's happening not only in Cayman but also happening in the rest of the world as well. And we have been hearing about what's happening recently. A lot of fatalities on the road.
Yep.
Just a reminder reminder for persons to just drive carefully. We have been having a lot of rain almost every day. We have been having rain. The road is slippery when wet. So let's proceed with caution, of course. Just a reminder to all listeners and viewers. And of course, try not to drink and don't drive under the influence, in other words. Let us be mindful of the decisions we make and not only protecting yourself, but protecting other motorists as well. So, of course, it is time for our news.
Is Wednesday, July 30, and this is your Breakfast or News Report. I'm Corley Karen. 2 road deaths overnight in separate crashes. 2 men have died in separate road crashes in Cayman's roads in less than 3 hours, bringing the total number of road fatalities this year to 3. The first incident occurred just after 11 p.m. Sunday on the Linford-Pearson Highway in Georgetown. Police say a motorcyclist lost control and crashed into trees and bushes. He was pronounced dead at the scene. No other vehicles were involved. Just a few hours later, around 1:30 a.m. Monday morning, tragedy struck again, this time on Shamrock Road in Savannah. A 31-year-old man was killed when the Honda Fit he was driving left the road near Cool Springs Road and crashed into trees. 3 other passengers were injured, 1 critically. The road was closed between Scotts Newlands Road and Hurst Road for several hours as police investigated. Authorities have not yet released the names of the deceased, and investigations into both incidents are ongoing. New road safety campaign launches amid tragedy. Ironically, the deadly crashes occurred just hours before the government launched the second phase of its Smart versus Reckless Driving campaign, a national initiative aimed at reducing fatalities and injuries on Cayman's roads. Led by the National Road Safety Strategy Committee and coordinated by the Ministry of Infrastructure, the campaign focuses on 4 pillars: education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency response. Minister J. Evans urged motorists to take personal responsibility, saying, quote, "This campaign is not just about awareness, it's about saving lives," end quote. The government hopes to eliminate road deaths by 2038. Life among the weeds, sargassum and marine biodiversity. Though often seen as a nuisance, sargassum, those brown mats of seaweed washing up on local beaches, has proven to be an ecological treasure trove. Divers in Georgetown have captured stunning images of marine life living among the sargassum mats, including seahorses, juvenile turtles, shrimp, and even rare frogfish. Photographer Jason Washington described the seaweed as an ecological miracle, noting that it offers food and shelter, especially for baby turtles during nesting season. Experts say while sargassum may bring unpleasant odors when it decomposes on shore, its presence supports marine biodiversity and is even considered critical habitat in U.S. environmental policy. Jamaican police officer arrested by ICE in the U.S. In the United States, controversy is swirling around the arrest of a Jamaican police officer by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Reserve Officer John Luke Evans, who worked in the resort town of Old Orchard Beach, Maine, was taken into custody for allegedly overstaying his visa and attempting to purchase a firearm. Police Chief Elise Chard said federal authorities had previously confirmed Evans was authorized to to work in the U.S. until 2030. She has called for an investigation, stating the department only learned of the arrest through ICE's press release. The case is under review and Evans's legal status remains unclear. Jamaican appointed CFO of Caribbean Biodiversity Fund. Finally, congratulations to Jamaican accountant and environmental advocate Barrington Lewis, who has been named the new Chief Financial Officer of the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund. Lewis brings more than 30 years of financial experience and was more recently CEO of the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica. The CBF says his leadership will be key in strengthening its financial systems and advancing its mission of sustainable development across the Caribbean. Those were your news update for this morning. For more details, visit our website or follow us on social media. Stay safe and stay informed.
Karen for news this morning. At least I don't know what you picked out of the news for yourself. Like me, the news is like a buffet, for me.
And, you have heard no news is good news. We hinted at it. Two fatal accidents, hours apart. We speak about life and living and the end of life.
Yes.
But certainly, we don't want to go before our time, and we don't want to lose our loved ones.
But what is before our time is the question.
When I said it, I said, you have heard about untimely death?
Oh, what is untimely about death?
Yeah.
It is a very interesting. This topic is not a simple one. One man lived until 105, one lived 115, 20. Another person lived until 5 hours after they were born.
Yeah.
1 minute after you were born.
Yeah.
30 seconds after you were born. 20 years of age. 15,
yeah.
10 year olds.
Accidents. Some of them were like unavoidable accidents. Like, you could have been somewhere else doing something else.
I think much of this is marked up sometimes to our own carelessness sometimes. Not in all cases, but sometimes I choose. It's like somebody driving me recklessly in a car, and I'm sitting there with that person driving recklessly, and I didn't say anything to the driver. I'm not saying if I'd said something to him, something still couldn't happen, but the likelihood of something happening with a bad driving, reckless driving, is far less with somebody who's driving carefully, because I've seen persons driving the best driving and somebody just run like that fella out of nowhere, and instead of hitting a tree, he could have hit somebody else. That's the point. And so while I'm mourning the loss and I'm sympathizing with the family as I must, I also have to bring the point that we have to be more careful of what we do on the road, because it just don't affect us. It affects everyone, not just us alone. And I looked at the concept of for me, biodiversity fund came out for me.
Okay, tell me what you got from that one.
Biodiversity fund is the funding for the same-sex lifestyle within Jamaica.
Sorry, I was like, okay.
I know. I'm just looking at the thing.
Now I have to re-listen to the news because
No, it didn't say none of this that I'm saying. But these words have come up with these concepts have come in our space. It's like the first time you heard the word unisex. What did you hear?
What?
When you heard the word unisex the first time, what did you hear?
It means that I can wear
A man, you can wear a man's clothes. A man can wear a woman's clothes.
for the male or for the female. So that's what come to mind.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, say it again. I didn't hear that.
As it relates to clothing,
Yes,
there
clothing.
are styles or some clothing that is not unique to the sex. So I
Yeah.
can wear it as a female or you can wear it as a male.
So I could wear underwear as a male for a female, and a female could wear underwear for a male as a male.
Um, Thank you very much.
You know, and so the cross dressing idea came from that. And so we were normalized to cross dressing from the concept of same sex. Uh, what's the word I used?
I know the
What's the word I used a while ago?
word you use.
Yeah, the one that was the concept I'm talking about. You remember what I said?
No.
Okay. Well, all right. So here's the next word for you, guys. You're deciding to. This is the word that we use, gender, over the word sex that identify men and women separately. When we use the word gender, we also included the idea of all the other genders, like Dr. K said a while ago, men having with men. And she mixed it up a while ago with everybody doing it. But she had to correct herself. I'm saying that these words were brought into our vocabulary as silent or somewhat subliminally changing your narrative in your mind without even acting on it. And so biodiversity, as it sounds like it's biological, diversity. Unisex, that's the word you didn't remember. There's nothing uni about sex. Sex is not fluid. It is as east is from the west. You're going to be female and I'm going to be male. And when those cross dressing starts, we're having a problem. It has crept into the church as well. So we are calling our women.
You know,
We are calling our women. We are calling our women
Sometimes I
elders.
don't.
Hold on. We are calling our women elders, pastors, and all. This is where it's coming from, you know. And so in short order, you're going to have a man come up and say, "My first man," and a woman come up, "My first lady." That kind of thing coming up. All right. What else did you see in the news?
I just like. All right, so thank you to our viewers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on our web radio. A lot coming up, and it's almost time to get out of studio, Mike G. Of course, we want to share this conversation we had with the president of ASI Cayman chapter, Miss Isabel Gumeyi. Now, there's a lot happening in ASI, and of course, ASI Day comes up this weekend, this Sabbath, this Saturday, August 2, at the Savannah Seventh Day Adventist. Now, we had a chance to have a sit down with her, and let's hear what she had to say. In studio by the president of ASI Cayman. And we are just having a conversation because recently I realized that there's a lot happening. So I first want to welcome you. It's a privilege to have you here at Flashpoint.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Congratulations to ASI. And of course, I'm sure persons who are listening want to know how they can join ASI because it sounds exciting.
Well, if they will come on Saturday at Savannah Church, which is the one that's close to Countryside Shopping Center, we will have forms there and all of the information will be there. And we can, of course, share the link. So when you share this on YouTube, we can share a link as well for them if they wanted to know more about ASI. It is an international Adventist association, so you can look it up as well. Look for ASI from the Adventist Church globally, and if you're watching internationally, because I know Flashpoint is international, you can always look up an ASI chapter in your country.
Okay, so remind us again why we should become members of ASI. What are the benefits of becoming members? Just remind somebody who's just joining us and wondering what we're talking about. Just remind us. Just remind us.
Sure. So you're joining for a community, right? That we are friends and partners and co-laborers in sharing Jesus wherever we go. So that's point number one. Point number two, we also try to promote the businesses and the services that persons offer. So if I'm looking for a mechanic, I would rather look for a mechanic that's also part of our community, and that way we help some of our community members to also flourish, because when they flourish, there is their family is well taken care of, but they're also able to earn earnings that can work towards pushing the work of God forward. So it's a win-win on both sides, where you as an individual, you as a professional, you grow. But more than that, we're able to combine our resources, combine our time, our ideas to positively impact our community. So we also do mission projects overseas, we also do projects locally. We're also looking to explore hosting our own health and business seminar. And we're also looking to see if we can start offering scholarships. So there are many things that you will benefit by being a part of ASI. And after all, what one person can only go so far, but together we can go even further.
That's something that's certainly proven. Together we achieve more. And so as this weekend comes up, August 2, remember to join us over there at Savannah.
Savannah, and you
Starting
can
at
come
what
anytime.
time?
9:30.
9:30 a.m. And tell us what is going to be a part of this day. I know I'm repeating, but I want to make sure that our listeners, they are tuned in and they know what's going to be happening in the setup. So starting at 9:30,
9:30. There will
yes.
be music.
Mm-hmm.
There will be Bible study.
Yes.
There will be a sermon.
Right.
But there will also be stories, real life stories of how people just like you and me are making a difference and bringing hope to other people in the world in their day to day lives. And then we can't do all of that without eating, you know.
Yes.
There will be lunch, so don't worry. You will be fed. You will be fed. So we'll have a lunch break. And then when we come back at 4 p.m., 4 p.m., that is when we will kick off with our music concert. And then we'll have that program for the heart defibrillator training. Don't worry, you don't need to know anything in advance. All levels are needed and welcome. We will have those representatives from the fire department who know what they're doing. So they
Yes.
will come
Yes.
and help us on how to respond to such emergency situations. More music, and then we will have one or two testimonies from one of our members as well. Another practical message that you can take away to see how you can do good to others and be a blessing to others. And then we'll close off with free eye tests. So if you're like me, you wear glasses, or maybe you should be wearing them, but you don't know.
Yes.
You can come and get your eyes tested for free, free of charge, free of charge. So you can come anytime. We would love to have you the whole day, but of course, if you're busy, please just stop by for either the morning, the lunch, or the 4 p.m. Program to close.
That sounds wonderful. I want to thank you so much for joining us in the studio and sharing this community effort. Frequently, we are so busy with life that we hardly have time to care for others.
Right.
And so ASI is showing care in the community, and we want you to join the team. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us. And of course, thank you, Isabel, for being part of Flashpoint, for coming to share good news. Yes, we have enough stuff happening. We want to hear about um, interventions that help the community and that persons can be a part of. And so come on down and become a member of ASI.
We look forward to seeing you.
ASI Day comes up right here in Flashpoint. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, yes, and of course, as we get out of here, our fish fry also comes up or concert comes up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to our fish fry quickly, and let's get it in there, right? Of course, this weekend we are having our fish fry right here at Flashpoint. Yeah, just come outside the studio, yes. Outside the studio, we're going to just rack it up, music, everything. We're going to give the full ambience of, one of those times. It's all about Independence Weekend, right here. I am so proud of just what we do with that one. For those who don't like fish, I would say that I'm selling fish, right? And I said, Jesus actually like fish, Jesus like fish. That's a bigger concept. Literally, that's a far bigger concept than I'm able to say, right? All right, so let's get into it.
Independence, this independence, that. It is actually Flashpoint Media Independence Fish Fry. Yes! Escovitch fish, steamed fish, Bami or festival, vegetables and lemonade. When? This coming Sunday, August the 3rd, 2025 at 269 West Bay Road. This is at the Flashpoint Media Studio. Yes, fish fry. Come for the fish, stay for the vibes. Join us, most certainly, because it's all about Jamaican tunes, crispy fish, and pure island energy. Live music, authentic fish fry. And yes, get your belly full, most certainly. Come on out and to place your orders 1-345-321-6969. Fish fry, fish fry.
Numbers on the screen, guys. Fish fry, fish fry. I tell you, that one was just amazing. I can't stop myself from laughing. But yeah, fish fry, fish fry. I like it.
Tonight, Mario, Conversations After Dark. Guys, if you have not yet done your survey, he's asking a question. Has social media replaced conversations?
After dark.
Conversations after dark certainly bring an energy and a vibe. You must log on www.flashpointmedia.ky 10 p.m. tonight. So if you need to get a nap, I'm not talking about people who go to bed very early and I'm just saying, if you need to get a nap before 10 p.m., set your alarm and wake up for conversations after dark.
All right, let me do it like this. Let me drop it in there.
When the world quiets down and the noise of the day fades away, that's when the real conversations begin. The ones we hide, the ones we fear, the ones that need to be heard. Conversations After Dark with Mario, where the silence ends and truth begins. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m., Mario takes you on a journey through the real, raw, and rarely spoken truths that shape our lives. From personal battles to family struggles, community wounds to silent traumas. No topic is too taboo, no story too deep. It's not just talk, it's healing. This is a space where shame is shattered, silence is broken, and truth finally speaks. Conversations After Dark with Mario, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Only on Flashpoint Radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Stay up, speak up, heal forward.
Lady, at least stay up, wake up, and heal forward, right?
All right, so we have two gift certificates that we need to give away, Mikey G. from the Savannah Medical. One is for consultation and one is for 20% discount. Now we have two options. We can give one ticket away on Conversations After Dark with Mario and one tomorrow on Breakfast Hour. Oh, we'll decide. But you have to stay tuned. We have two gift certificates to for two persons, yes. So we will share how you can get those gift certificates. I'm gonna drop that information in the VIP chat. So look out, listen out, stay connected so that you can win those certificates.
All right, I guess we can say goodbye and bye and goodbye. Alright guys, thank you for joining us this morning. Of course, like, share, subscribe, and of course hit the notification bell that every time one of these programs comes up, you get it first. Of course, Flashpoint One, I'll say to you also, come out to our fish fry on the weekend Sunday. This one, Independence. We're dubbing this one.
Come on, we're not in this one. Listen, guys, just come out. Be a part of this.
This one is called Emancipendence. And so, for those who coming out for the Emancipendence fish fry, big up yourself. And so we are also this weekend, we have an Emancipendence evening also with a social. We're going to be presenting some music, cultural music as well, for some persons who are going to be dancing to some songs. And it's going to be a wicked weekend. I can't even disclose the location right now. This is not one that I'm going to invite anyone to. This is a private affair right now.
Alright, wait a minute about the private party. You know what? Viewers, have a good day. See you same time, same place. Stay connected to our radio, our web radio via www.flashpoint.cy. Again, a big thank you for making us 100,000 strong and growing. And thank you for brand new subscribers. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful Wednesday.
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, it will all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden but I can't relate. Do our
Have yourself a
actions even
flashpoint day.
matter?
Start your breakfast the flashpoint way and cruise through lunch and then to dinner. With Flashpoint Radio. Flashpoint Radio is a class. Flashpoint Radio for gospel, inspiration, motivation, and meditation. Anywhere you go, take Flashpoint with you. Flashpoint Radio in a class by itself.